Hey there, this is Matt at State of Flux, here with a review for The Final Destination, the final chronological installment until the upcoming Final Destination film of this franchise. And if this really had been the last Final Destination, the true ultimate Final Destination, holy crap, would it have gone out with a thud. This is easily the worst movie in the franchise. The only thing it does better than any of the previous films is it looks better than the third one. It looks less cheap. That said, the CGI hasn't aged tremendously well, but at least it is bright and colorful. It looks a little more like the second film, which makes sense because this is made by the same director of that second film. But unlike that second movie, the deaths are mostly uninspired. The characters are just absolutely atrocious. There's not a single likable person in here. Most of the actors are pretty flat, and the film's casual racism is something that I found incredibly problematic. Like, sure, you have the guy who's credited as racist guy and racist guy's wife, but then you have the scene that I think is just egregiously awful, which is the old man in the hospital with the Asian nurse, and he makes not one but two slights against that man's race, and it's uncalled for. Neither of those characters have any real bearing on anything. It's just an excuse to put casual racism in here. I will say I did laugh out loud more than any of the other Friday the 13th, any of the other Final Destination films. That said, I wasn't supposed to be laughing. It's that what was happening was so dumb I couldn't help but evoke that laugh. I did not like this movie at all. It is easily, without question, the worst Final Destination film, and its pandering to the 3D of it all is pretty awful, so much so that it culminates in a scene in a movie theater where a bunch of characters are watching a movie in 3D, and it's just like, heavens. That said, that scene did have one of the funniest things I've ever seen put to film, when one of the characters is sliding towards an escalator that's about to grind them up, and when she slides into it, it like starts like grinding her, and it gets to her knee, and all of a sudden she starts regurgitating blood, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Your stomach is nowhere near your knee unless that is a very unique woman. That being said, I couldn't help but laugh pretty tremendously during that scene. The movie is bad. Straight up awful. I will never watch this movie again, and I urge you not to. It's just atrocious. And nothing goes on longer than the opening credit sequence that reimagines a lot of the major deaths within this franchise. They didn't want to pay the actual actors, so you see like the CSI bone breaking, and I hated it, and it goes on for effing ever. Not a good movie, not a good look, and thankfully we got a fifth film afterwards that my memory has as being a huge leap up in quality compared to this film. So we'll see how true that holds before we have the review for the sixth Final Destination film, which will be hitting theaters mid-May, and I'm looking forward to that film. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this film in the comment area down below. Thanks for watching. Peace.